A quiet night, a secluded lover's lane, and the sudden deafening roar of a submachine gun. For a decade, this was the terrifying reality for the people of Costa Rica, as an unseen phantom known only as a psychopata stalked the country's triangle of death, leaving a trail of bodies and a legacy of fear. Tonight, on the calendar of crime, we delve into the chilling case of the man who held a nation in his grip, and the date that marks one of his most brutal acts, February 11th. Remember to comment, like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss future episodes of the Calendar of Crime. Between 1986 and 1996, a shadow fell over the picturesque landscapes of Costa Rica. A serial killer, armed with a weapon of war, began a reign of terror that would claim at least 19 lives. The press and public dubbed him El Psicópata, the psychopath. His hunting grounds were the areas of Cartago, Curitibat, and Desamparados, a region that would come to be known as the Triangle of Death. His victims were often young couples seeking a moment of privacy, their lives cut short in a hail of .45 caliber bullets. The killer's methods were as chilling as they were consistent. He would approach his victims in their cars, forcing them out and often making them walk to a more secluded spot before executing them. The weapon of choice, an M3 submachine gun, was a relic of World War II, a strange and brutal instrument in the hands of a modern-day monster. The sheer violence of the attacks, coupled with the killer's elusiveness, created a climate of fear that permeated every corner of the nation. Our focus today is on February 11, 1987. On this date, the killer claimed two more victims, 23-year-old Juan Guillermo Nájera Monge and 21-year-old Damaris Rodríguez Martínez. Like so many others, they were a young couple, their lives full of promise, extinguished in a moment of unimaginable terror. Their murder was a stark reminder that El Psicópata was still out there, that the triangle of death was still very much active, and that no one was safe. The investigation into the murders was one of the largest in Costa Rican history. The Organismo de Investigación Judicial, or OIJ, was tasked with hunting down the phantom killer. They had a ballistic signature, the unique markings left by the M3 submachine gun on the bullets and casings found at the crime scenes. They had a modus operandi, a pattern of behavior that was both terrifying and predictable. But they didn't have a face, a name, or a solid lead. Over the years, several suspects emerged. One prominent theory centered around a former Nicaraguan guerrilla, given the military-grade weapon used. Another suspect, known as El Guerrillero, was also investigated. However, despite intense efforts, countless interviews, and the collection of vast amounts of evidence, the true identity of El Psicópata remained a mystery. The case grew cold, the leads dried up, and the fear, though diminished, never truly disappeared. The psychological impact of El Psicópata on Costa Rican society was profound. A nation known for its peaceful demeanor and lack of a standing army was suddenly confronted with a brutal, elusive killer. The murders changed the way people lived, fostering a sense of vulnerability and distrust. The Triangle of Death became a place whispered about in hushed tones, a grim reminder of the darkness that had once enveloped their communities. Even today, decades later, the case of El Psicópata remains unsolved. The statute of limitations has long expired, meaning that even if the killer were identified, he could no longer be prosecuted for these heinous crimes. This lack of closure continues to haunt the victims' families and the nation as a whole. The story of El Psicópata serves as a chilling reminder that some monsters walk among us, leaving behind only questions and a legacy of terror. Thanks for watching. Please comment, share, like, and subscribe for future episodes from the Calendar of Crime.